He's Thundarr, I'm E-Lightning, and this is Sports Storm.
Today we will be doing our first episode of the NFL Top 5 series. We're starting off with, I believe, the most important position. I think everyone believes.
Everybody knows it's the most important
The
position.
quarterback. So, there's a lot of debate at this position on who's the top or who's top 5. So we're going to get down into that. Who do you have as your honorable mentions?
So I have three guys right here's my honorable mentions. These guys can go in any order you want. At my third honorable mention, just to help you organize, is Brett Favre. Now longevity counts for something. He has a Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure he has all sorts of records, but that's mostly because he played for a while. Not quite top 5, but I think he deserves an honorable mention just for his stats. Then at number 2, I have Peyton Manning. Now he's in the same category as Brett Favre. Played for a while, has a ton of all-time records, just didn't perform that well in the postseason. And that second Super Bowl, most recently, wasn't really him. But I still feel like as a pure passer, he's one of the best and deserves an honorable mention. At number 1, my honorable mention is Dan Marino. The Super Bowl is what holds him back from being no Super Bowls is what holds him back from being top 5, possibly one of the most talented passers of all time. That's why I think he deserves to be an honorable mention. What are yours?
Actually, I'm going to list 4 guys because I feel like if I don't include this guy, I'm going to get a lot of hate for it. But I put him a tier below these guys. But at my bottom honorable mention, I have Drew Brees. He's still playing right now. He only has 1 Super Bowl, but his stats are insane compared to some people. He's top 5 or at least top 10 in career passing yards and touchdowns.
And he's not even done yet.
Exactly. So I believe he has a good 3 to 4 years left. And I think he's going to keep building on that. I think he's going to move up, but I have him solidly at number 9 right now. And then these guys in no particular order. I have Steve Young. He transcended the game, mobile quarterback. Only won 1 Super Bowl. He did have Jerry Rice, but he was a very, very elite quarterback. Another one, Dan Marino, like you said, one of the most talented passers to ever play the game. Never won that Super Bowl, but I do think that Dan Marino should deserve. I think you could definitely argue for him to be a top 5 quarterback. My final one is Brett Favre. He didn't have the talent that some of these guys did, but he was kind of like Peyton Manning. He was a smart quarterback. He has all this passing stats. He only has 1 Super Bowl, I believe, maybe not even 1, but I believe you have to put him here in these honorable mentions, just based solely on the fact of longevity and those career passing stats. Who do you have as your top 5?
My top 5 is going to open up with number 5. I have John Elway. Now, he has the 2 Super Bowls. The only reason he's not higher on the list is because, while he was a great quarterback, I think he had a better supporting cast than some of the other guys higher on the list, and that's what keeps him kind of lower. Plus, his Super Bowl win-loss was not the greatest of all time. At number 4, I have Steve Young. The only reason, the 1 Super Bowl kind of hurts him, but I think other than that, the numbers are pretty great, and the fact that he kind of revolutionized. He was, some people consider, the first mobile quarterback, and he played the West Coast offense really well. All-around impact on the game is what puts him here at number 4. At number 3, I have Terry Bradshaw. 4 Super Bowls. That's an achievement that only the dudes ahead of him have gotten. And I think the era that he played in kind of hurts him. And he had a really great defense for a lot of those. But he's on I think he's 3rd all time in playoff wins and stats, and that's really great. Then at number 2, the man Joe Montana. He's got Super Bowls. Now, the only thing that keeps him at number 2 is because he got to throw to the best receiver of all time, but the postseason numbers are there. 2nd most wins. He's top 5 in every statistical category. Clutches a lot, and clutches everything, and that's why he's at number 2. And at number 1, I have Tom Brady. Now, I'm in no way a Tom Brady fan, but what he's done is fantastic. All the Super Bowls, he didn't even win a Super Bowl with Randy Moss, who some consider the 2nd best receiver of all time. He basically did what Joe Montana did, except in the regular season, and is first in all postseason wins with no greatest receiver. That is why I have him at number 1. Now, who are your top
5? Number 5, I have Peyton Manning. He does have the passing stats. He has, I believe, he has 2 Super Bowls, but I just have him solidly at number 5. Some people will argue that he should be top 3, but I have him at number 5 because at number 4, I have John Elway, his GM, I believe, right now. He won 2 Super Bowls. He has the passing stats. I just think Elway was better in the postseason, not particularly in Super Bowl, but in postseason stats and wins than Manning. That's what separates him from Manning 4. And that postseason, I have the same top 3 as you. Number 3 all time, Terry Bradshaw. He still was top 15 in passing yards and stats. He has 4 Super Bowls. I just think one of the best postseason recognition. You just can't go without putting it at least in the top 5. Number 2, I have Joe Montana. He doesn't have the career, regular season passing stats, but in the postseason, no one could stop him. He does have, the one thing is, the regular season stats separate him from number 1, and so does his, the fact that he got to throw to Jerry Rice. Tom Brady does get to throw to Gronk and Randy Moss at different times, but the one thing is, neither of those guys are Jerry Rice. They're both dominant, but I just see Tom Brady also has the regular season stats along with the postseason stats. So I have him at number 1. That is it for us today at Sports Storm. Like,
comment,
subscribe, watch the next video.